Hello, 7th grade math. It's Miss Odell, and today is Thursday, February the 18th. I hope you're enjoying your day at home. We're going to review what you did yesterday and the day before, which is area of a rectangle and square, and then we're going to move on to area of parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids, which begins on page 80. First of all, let's review. So, yesterday you had an assignment to complete on pages 178 and 179, all right? So I'm going to review how you find the area. So remember, the area is the measurement. It's the measure of a shape's surface, the inside of the surface, because perimeter takes the measurement around the outer or the perimeter of the figure, all right? Remember that if you look on page 176, you see the customary units in the metric units, and when you are finding the measure of area, it is measured in square units, okay? We went over that last year, but we'll do that a little more as well. Okay, so, for example, here I have a rectangle, and let's talk about the formula for finding the area of a rectangle, which is area equals length times width. The formula for a square is area equals s squared. All right? So I'll do a couple with you from your textbook from yesterday, and then I want you to check those answers and then turn those in on LMS. The work that if I don't have it turned in to me from the teacher yesterday, then please post your work from pages 178 and 179 on LMS for today, in addition to the work that we're going to do today. All right, so number one, and again, this is page 178. Just want to make sure that you understood and you did this correctly. You had a square, and of course we know, actually this was not quite a square, and they indicate that by telling you that these two sides are equal and these two sides are equal. And this is 18 yards, and the top is 21 yards. So, to solve this, area equals length times width. Area equals 21 times 18. If you would do 18 times 21, you're definitely going to get the same answer. Area equals 378 square yards. Okay, that's number one. Now, number two is a square. Okay, and you know that by looking at the picture, because it shows you the same line through all four sides. All right, now it tells you that it is 8.5 dm, which stands for decimeter. Don't get it confused with decameter, because that's DAM, but decimeter simply DM. Again, the formula for this is area equals s squared. Area equals 8.5 squared, which is the same thing as saying 8.5 times 8.5. So area here is 72.25 decimeters squared. Okay? So that is the answers to the first two on page 178. Again, I want you to post the work from yesterday if you haven't turned it in to me for pages 178 and 179, so that I can go over that, see how well we did and what we need to do for tomorrow's lesson. Okay, so now let's go to page 180. Here we're going to be finding area again, but of parallelograms, triangles, and trapezoids. Okay? What you need to know is area equals base times height. This is base, and this stands for height. Okay, so everybody look with me on page 180. Now, let's recall what a parallelogram is. It is a quadrilateral with both pairs of opposite sides parallel. Okay, so all right, so this is the best that I can do for a parallelogram. However, let me just redo that. I think we can do a little better. These two sides are slanted, okay? And that tells us that these two sides are parallel, meaning they are equal, and these two sides are parallel, meaning they are equal. You would notice that there is a line. Well, I tell you, I'm just not too good with straight lines today. Let's try this again. That's a little better, Liv. All right, so here we have a parallelogram. Now, notice that on your page, and I would draw it there, you have a box there, which indicates that's a right angle, okay? So, this is going to be your height measurement when you're looking for that measurement to find your area. And then the bottom is your base, okay? Does that make sense? Base. Now, let's talk about the formula, again, for finding the area of a parallelogram. Remember, this is a parallelogram. And that, of course, is area equals the base times the height. Okay? So, for example, let's say that this parallelogram was 20 meters and the height was 8 meters. All right? So, area equals, what is our base? 20. What is our height? 8. Area equals 20 times 8 is 160, and it's meters squared. Okay? Now, let's look at page 181, and we're going to find the area of a triangle, which kind of falls in the same category as what we just talked about a little bit with base and height. Okay, so I found a clip art of a triangle here, and this is where we're going to be finding the area of a triangle. All right, now, notice at the top of page 181, of course, they place the triangle in a grid to indicate to you, and normally in this line would be, let me try to straighten this up just a little bit. Anyway, this line would be straight, okay, and it would come down like that because you would, and then you're going to have a dotted line here to help you find the height, okay, because this line is slanted up some, this line is slanted down some, so you don't have a straight line to find out what the height is. So you have to start at the tip and go straight down. This may not be straight, but I hope you get the point. Anyway, so the formula for finding, all right, so here is the formula. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Now, sometimes, and in your textbook, you're going to see it written as area equals 1/2 times base times height. I find it a lot easier to solve it using this method, which is, it comes out the same thing. It's just that in this instance, you're going to take 1/2 and multiply it times base, and then that times height. Whereas if you just multiply the base and the height and divide it by 2, then you're going to get the same answer. All right? So remember that. Area equals base times height divided by 2. All right, so here we go. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. So here we go. So this is your height, and this is your base of a triangle. All right? Now, let's just say, for example, that the base is 5 units and the height is 4 units. Let's just say they're centimeters. Area equals base times height divided by 2. Area equals 5 times 4 divided by 2. Area equals 5 times 4 is 20 divided by 2. Area equals 10 centimeters squared. Okay, hope that makes sense. All right, so now we have a trapezoid here. So now we're going to be finding area of a trapezoid. Okay, I'm on page 181. All right, so a trapezoid, to find the area of a trapezoid. Okay, the formula is area equals 1/2 times height times B1 plus B2. Now, we're going to talk about what B1 and B2 is. So, you notice that, well, let me give you some measurements and then we'll talk about the differences, okay? So, notice that this would be, let's say this is 6 centimeters. Notice that this is smaller than this line. So, this would be 8 centimeters. And then you're going to have your height line, which is a lot straighter than what I could possibly ever think about making, which would be 4 centimeters. So you're dealing with 3 numbers here, okay? So remember that you're going to have a base up here. This is a base. So this is base, which is abbreviated B1. And this is also a base, which is abbreviated B2. Of course, this is your height. Okay, so area equals 1/2 times 4 times B1, which is 6, plus B2, which is 8. Now, if you can remember the order of operation, you're always going to do what's inside the parentheses first before you solve anything else, okay? So 1/2 times 4 times, what is 6 plus 8? Okay, 14. Now, I'm going to go back over here, and now I'm going to solve. So 1/2 times 4, let me just remind you that that's the same as saying 1/2 times 4 over 1, which equals 4 over 2, which equals 2. So this changes to 2 times 14, area equals 28 centimeters squared. This is probably one that we did not do last year, or may not have anyway. That may be a little more difficult for you as you work through these, but please do not hesitate to let me know if you have questions. All right, so let's go ahead and do one more trapezoid together, and I'm just going to try to draw it here without putting the clip art in. Just look over. I don't know, I'm horrible drawing today. Anyway, so let's just say that we have 18 and 23 bases. Remember, this is B1 and B2. Always start at the top. That's B1. The bottom base is B2, and these are in inches, okay? Then you're going to have a height here of 16 inches. Area equals 1/2 times height times, inside the parentheses, you're going to add your bases together, B1 plus B2. So now let's plug in our formula. 1/2 times 16 times B1 is 18 plus 23. All right, now let's move on here. 1/2 equals 1/2 times 16, and then 18 plus 23 is 41. Now we're going to do the multiplication here. And honestly, really, you're going to be dividing this number by 2. So 16 divided by 2 is 8 times 41. Area equals 328. Actually, and this is going to be written in square inches. We'll go into that more later as well. All right, so here's going to be your assignment. Page 182, you're going to do, I'm going to change it up here again. So page 182, you're going to do 1 through 5. Page 183, you're going to do 15 through 18. Okay, so that's like 9 problems. All right, please don't hesitate to let me know if you have any questions. Have a great day.